And what's up, everybody? Welcome. It's Joey Bags. Yes. We are streaming another day. Yes, this weekend I didn't stream. I'm so sorry for that. Of course, I had posted up some stuff. It was Mrs. Bags' birthday on Saturday, and then with Easter on Sunday, it was lots of family time. But it is now Monday, April 1st. It's 9:30 in the evening, super early compared to how I normally am scheduled to stream. And this is not an April Fool's. I am actually streaming early. It's ACC Nordschleife release day. So I am going to be a bandwagoneer. And I downloaded I bought the DLC. We'll get into that a little bit later too. So I bought the DLC, I installed it, I went ahead, gave it a try. It looks great. And of course, if I'm going to stream, what else am I going to stream? I'm going to stream what everybody is gonna want to be seeing. So that is ACC Nordschleife. So let's get right into this. Let's open up. We got some ACC happening here. Yeah. Let's launch ACC so that way you guys can go ahead. Let's get to our main screen here. Let's see. Let's do this. Yeah. There's no sound right now because it's not my active window. But what I want to do, I do want to make it. Let's see. There we go. Oh, that's a little loud in my ear. And there we go. Now you should be getting glorious, glorious sound. I do have the music turned off. All right, let's go. Let's get back into here. No, not championship. Single player. So as you see, I kind of have things set up a little bit. Hey, Junior Swingman, what's up, bro? What's popping? I hope you are having a good Monday night. I hope your day went as smoothly as possible and you're enjoying the evening. Thank you for joining me on stream. I do greatly appreciate it. Oh, hold on. Let me close this up so that way I can see what's happening. There we go. Now I can see stream. So here we go. And so, like I said, that's good to hear that all is good. So, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I am being a bandwagoneer. No. I did not quit sim racing. Well, yes. So, like I was saying, my wife's birthday was on Saturday. So, Friday night, I did a stream. Saturday was my wife's birthday. So, I spent the day with her and the kids. We hung out, spent a lot of time together. It was awesome. Sunday was Easter Sunday, so I spent time with the family. We hung out. So that was pretty much what my weekend consisted of. I did put up a quick little 1 minute live yesterday just to let everybody know what was, the update for the weekend and that I was going to try to live stream today. And here we go. I kept to that word. Honestly, I kind of enjoy the live streaming better than making the videos just because I don't have to go back and edit. I talk and talk and talk, and it is what it is. Plus, I really enjoy the interaction with you guys. So, honestly, I could probably just sit here reading chat the whole night and, be enjoyed that way. But I know you guys want to see some racing action. So, I guess I'll have to, I'll get behind the wheel and, try to turn some laps. Um, like I was also saying that, today is Nordschleife release day in ACC, and pretty much everybody has been, I'm pretty sure, spamming your YouTube inboxes with videos. And I mean, pretty much every SimTuber that I follow has made a video today on Nordschleife release day. So I'm just going to go ahead and bandwagoneer and jump on the same bandwagon. Now, what I will say is that I'm a little upset by this um update, with this DLC. The only reason I say that is because it was $13. This was like a track or a car in iRacing. So I wasn't too happy about having to spend $12.99 on just what this was like an iRacing purchase, like one track on iRacing. Oh, actually, I think they're probably a little bit more. I think the tracks on iRacing are like $14. But still, I mean, yeah, I know it's anticipated, but you know, $12.99 for a DLC, and all it is a track, albeit it's a really good looking track, and it's a track that honestly should have probably been, well, nah, you know what, I'm not going to say should have been in this, just because, you know, if they are following SRO and the GT challenge, you know, the Nürburgring Nordschleife wasn't included in the rotation of tracks, so you know there'd be no real reason if you're following like an actual racing series. Now that it either has been or was this year or will be next year, and that's why they're including it, I can understand why they're doing it. But you know, $13 is still a little steep for a DLC for one track, but it is what it is. Let's just get into it. Just running some hot laps here, just because I'm not trying to race. I'm one of the very few people on this planet that doesn't really like this track. And not that I don't like it, I'm not a fan of it.
Go, go, go.
I don't drive it. It's not a track that I'm like, oh my god. Okay, so if you hear some beeping in the background, I'm running a piece of software called ACC Engineer, and it gives you audible cues when you're understeering and oversteering and a few other things. I really didn't set it up much. I just kind of am using it default. So if you're hearing some little beeps and blips and stuff in the background, that's what that is. You're not going crazy. It just that's what it is. I don't know this track very well at all. So, oh, hold on. I gotta get the right. Okay, I guess that'll be fine. So you're not gonna see me going out for top speed or, you know, lap time. It's just kind of to acclimate myself to the track, just because it's not a track that I know well at all. You know, I don't drive it at all, so I don't have any brake points. I'm just kind of driving it as I would and just seeing where I naturally want to set my brake points or how I'm going to attack my corners. I'm kind of actually looking at the track map a bit because, like I said, I don't know this track at all. So each corner is kind of a surprise to me. I've maybe driven this once or twice. Yeah, you see, I can go straight out through here. You see, great. Now, yeah, that beeping is kind of annoying. So there we go. That lap was invalidated. So now I'll have to wait another 9 minutes before I have another valid lap. And I think that's what I don't like about this track mostly. It's so damn long, and my attention span is just not quite there. damn it, damn it, damn it. Yeah, this is just bad. It's just bad. I did not expect it to get that twisty there. I am in the Ferrari because I do enjoy the Ferrari 296. I'm just going to be one of the countless of others that are streaming Nordschleife today. I can just imagine how many other Nordschleifer streams are happening right now. You know, actual sim tubers that love this course. Like I said, I'm one of the few people that I'm not gonna say I dislike it. I just don't ever drive it to actually like it. It's one of those not something that I am particularly fond of driving. And I'm trying to not drive quickly, you know, so I can learn the track. Honestly, my favorite track, I have two favorites, and they're actually really small tracks. Lime Rock with the uphill chicanes, and VIR, the North Course. Those are my and you know what? Okay, so of the short tracks, those are my two faves. Those I could do hot laps for hours on them with, you know, smaller cars, with like the small Formula Ford 1600s, you know, like those small open wheelers, Mini Coopers, the TCR cars, so the touring car racing cars, BTCC cars, you know, like what would be smaller vehicles. I can spend hours, you know, hot lapping those tracks. Of my favorite tracks that are larger tracks, my absolute favorite is Watkins Glen, the full course with the bus stop and the boot. That's like my top of the list. That's another track that I can just hot lap for hours with, like, some of the bigger cars, with like the GT3s. I'm not a fan of the prototypes and the Le Mans cars. Those are like but if I were driving something bigger and faster, you know, like Watkins Glen would be the track that I would put them on. Spa, I've been enjoying recently. Wasn't one that I really drove a lot, but I've recently come to enjoy that one. I want to say Road America. Is it Road America? I want to say, I think it's Road America is one of them also, and Road Atlanta. So I think those would be like my top 4 to 5, you know, if I'm looking at big tracks. Well, Lime Rock and VIR, like I said, Lime Rock in itself is a small-ish track. I happen to like the one layout with the uphill chicanes, not the one with the back chicane. I'm not a fan of the back chicane that they add into it, but the front uphill ones, I kind of enjoy that layout. And like I said, with that course, I really like driving, you know, some of the smaller vehicles, some of the smaller cars. VIR, the North course. Now, VIR, the full length big course, is not bad, but I enjoy the much smaller North course. I don't know how many laps it's going to take me of this to get acclimated to and start memorizing the corners. Yeah, if you want some fun racing, hop in like a Miata, hop into a small, slower open wheel car, even the Skip Barber cars, you know, something like that. Maybe some of the TCR cars or British touring car, you know, front wheel drives. Those are, you know, enjoyable also. Hop in some of those or in any of those and drive Lime Rock. And if you like that close, you know, door banging racing, I think you'll have fun with that. Let me see what else. Any other cars that I can think of? No. I've put some of the faster, bigger cars on there, and it's totally doable. But I've finished those laps in like 40 seconds or so. So it's like, eh. Honestly, building a computer is not bad. They've made it a lot easier than what it used to be. Back in the day, it was a pain in the ass. Now they've made it where it's like adult Lego, you know. What is that sound? Ooh. Wow, that was a super annoying sound I had happening here. So a 10-minute lap. Yeah, you see, that's the part that I could understand is when you're looking at the specs and you're looking at pricing out for parts, you want to make sure that you're picking out, you know, well, should I say, not that you want to make sure of something, it's that in your own head, you're sitting there thinking, what? Hold on, give me 1 second here. I got this weird sound that I need to figure out what the heck it is. I will be right back. Give me a second. That was Trey Bazaar. Had this really weird sound coming out from I don't know where. I just don't know what specs to get, how much you could set. You see, and that's the thing. It really comes down to what you want to budget yourself. Your budget is really what's going to dictate what you're able to do and what you're able not to do. Quite honestly, I've looked at some of the pre-builds, and while they're not bad. You're wasting money on certain things. So the fee that they charge you, which is usually about $100, you know, for them building it, which, yes, you know what? It can be intimidating, and sometimes doing things like cable management is such a pain in the ass, or can be such a pain in the ass, depending on, you know, what route you go, that there have been plenty of times that I've just didn't want to do it. And maybe paying somebody to handle that headache for you, you know, could be beneficial. But at the same time, $100 is a lot of money, especially the way things are nowadays. The prices of everything being crazy. You know, $100 you can easily throw toward a video card, getting a better video card. So it's one of those where the pre-builts are cool and all, but some of the, you know, expenses that they... Okay, here's another expense. So I was looking at a pre-built that I think someone had sent me the other day, and I was taking a look, and while it wasn't bad, the $100 fee for building it, I'm just like, that sucks, because if you build it yourself, you save yourself the $100 and you can put that towards something else. Then I saw that they were charging $120 for windows. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, and I've had people on videos comment, I'm using I downloaded a copy of, dang it, invalid lap. There we go. Now another 10 minutes to wait. So I just downloaded a Windows directly from Microsoft's website, and I haven't activated it. So yes, that's why you always see the activate Windows at the bottom right corner of my screen. Quite honestly, it doesn't bother me at all. And other than a few personalization things, it hasn't kept me from using Windows the way I normally would use it. So to download it and use it for free, and you can always find a key. There's plenty of places online that offer Windows keys for $20 or less, which you can always go ahead and do if that's a huge deal for you. For me, it's not a huge deal, so I just never really bothered. For some people, it will be, and you have that option. Spend $20, get a key, and you're good to go. But, you know, those are small things that these pre-builts are charging you for, that if you built it yourself, you would save, where you can put that money toward a better part or a better component. You know, if you decided to take the plunge and build it yourself, the $100 that you saved yourself on that build fee, like I said, you can put that towards a much better graphics card. If in your budget you weren't, you know, you didn't allow yourself for that much for a graphics card. Imagine an extra $100 can mean the difference between having a time and having a good time with, you know, graphical fidelity. At the same time, you know, putting it yourself together, at least then you kind of know what's what you have. Troubleshooting it will be a little bit easier. It won't be as well. Yes, it'll be intimidating off jump to build it, but if there's ever an issue with it, at least you had your hands in it to put it together, so it's easier for you to put your hands back in to try and figure it out. Not like you get the system, somebody else put it together, somebody else did the cable management, and now you don't want to go in and touch it because you don't want to mess something up. If you did it yourself, you know, you'll be like, I'll jump right in, and who knows, you might sit there, do some research, watch some videos when it comes to, you know, cable management and stuff, and decide, hey, you know what, I can probably do this a little bit better. Let me go in and clean it up, which is totally possible. Or, you know, one of those things where, you know, I would encourage you to do. Here's the thing. There's so many videos out there. Jay's 2 Cents, Linus Tech Tips, Austin Evans. I mean, these are tech YouTubers who I've been watching for what, over 10 years or so now. You know, they've been putting up great content for a long time, and they do lots and lots of, you know, PC builds, especially, you know, beginner builds, or, you know, what do you need as a, you know, the budget gaming setup. Like, these channels are dedicated to enthusiasts like us. You know why we like the, if you're into sim racing, there's a 99 okay, we'll do this 95% chance you're really a DIY kind of guy, and you kind of like, you know, putting things together, because you put your rigs together, you did, you know, button boxes and all this other stuff, setting up your pedals, setting up your wheels. So, you know, you're already kind of handy with a screwdriver, because that's really what you need, a screwdriver and maybe some pliers. And, you know, you're willing to jump in and learn. And there's a ton of YouTube videos that you can learn all of this. Trust me, there's a bunch of them. Who's the other channel that I watch? Gamers Nexus. You know, they have really good video reviews when it comes to hardware, graphics cards, processors, all with easily digestible content where you can sit there and watch. And if you're into higher levels of, you know, research or higher levels of thought when it comes to components, they really get into the weeds on, you know, different aspects of different video cards, different processors, you know, how they work, you know, how they work in conjunction with each other, you know, the type of RAM to use, the timings of RAM, you know, when it comes to cooling, and whether you want to go full water system, whether you want to do an all-in-one, you know, sealed water cooler, or if you want to do air, and, you know, how each affects, you know, the processor in your system differently. Like, you can get into the weeds with a lot of these channels, but they also have content that is super easy to understand if you know almost nothing about computers and you want to put a computer together. I mean, Austin Evans himself has a bunch of videos where, you know, he's got X amount of budget and he goes to Micro Center, and yeah, they're, you know, it's sponsored by Micro Center, and, you know, they give him the money, but still, you know, realistic budgets with realistic parts, and what's going to work well for that kind of budget that'll get decent performance when it comes to gaming. You know, the great part is that a lot of the sims that we enjoy are kind of already older titles. Like, this is 2018. Assetto Corsa's like what, 2014 or something like that. You know, we're looking at iRacing is from 2008. You know, that you can run on a potato. You know, a lot of these older titles you can run on not overly powerful, super expensive hardware and have a decent time playing them. The biggest thing you want to, because this is a fast-paced title, similar to like if you were playing COD or if you were playing another first-person shooter, you do want to prioritize frame rate, but quite easily. I mean, I have an RX 480. I mean, this is like a 7-year-old GPU from AMD. I can still run all of these titles at really good resolution, at really high quality, and get 60 frames per second. And if I just want to start lowering the graphical fidelity just a little bit, I can go ahead and get them to run even better. You know, you have that option. So, you know, you're not stuck with having to get super powerful hardware. Now, when you want to start adding in things like VR, that's where you're going to kind of get stuck a bit. Like, that's what got me stuck. Is I ended up getting a MetaQuest 2 because I kind of wanted to try VR in sim racing. Didn't realize how messed up it was going to make my motion sickness. And I needed a beefier graphics card to run it. And at that point, I was like, if I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade my 7-year-old RX 480 to something new, I might as well update my my CPU, my chip, because that's a 10-year-old Haswell i5 3570K. I have a 4th generation Intel chip. We're on 13th gen now, and that 4th gen Intel chip, it quad core, was running just fine and not overclocked. You know, nothing to sit there and write home about, you know, processor wise, because it's 4th gen. But I honestly didn't have any problems with any of the sims that I was running. And everything was pretty, you know, 1080p high graphics performance. I hadn't run Le Mans Ultimate on it because that came out quite after, once I had already done my new system. But I'm pretty sure, you know, right now I'm running Le Mans Ultimate, like ultra set. Ah, dang it. Well, at least I didn't invalidate the lap. So I'm running Le Mans Ultimate in ultra settings on my 5800 X3D with a 6950 XT card from AMD. So I'm running a Ryzen CPU and a AMD GPU, and I'm running that on ultra everything, and I get great frame rates. It looks amazing. But I could keep that at 1080p and lower the fidelity a little bit, and I'm sure that I'd get still good frame rates with my old RX 480, which is something, dang it, this is what I didn't want to do. This corner right here has gotten me already every single time, which is actually something I may try. I did decide I'm gonna go to a different setup, so I'm gonna go ahead and put together my old gaming PC as my streaming PC for the channel, mainly only because if I try to run Le Mans Ultimate again and it crashes, I don't want the whole stream to go down like has happened in the past. So I decided to go with a 2 PC setup. So that's what I'm gonna do. What I will probably do is, when I'm ready to build that other PC, I first have to figure out a case. I got to get a new case for that PC. Maybe I'll just turn it into a video for the channel, so that way, you know, you guys can see what it's pretty much like putting together a PC, if, you know, that's the kind of content that you're looking for. It's not going to be, you know, hot, you know, awesome new hardware. It's going to be my old, well-used gaming PC. But at least you'll see the process of, you know, putting, well, the chip is already in, but I can always show you. I can take out the chip. I can put it into the motherboard. I will have to apply thermal paste, so you can see how that goes. So that way, you know, that's one that kind of weirds everybody out, is when they got to put the thermal paste to put the cooler on, you know, installing the cooler, you know, popping the RAM in, you know, all those little things that I think are what intimidate some people. But quite honestly, it's like super easy. If my dumbass can go ahead and put it together easily, anybody can. And I did speak to my BFF, and he is interested in doing a video with me coming onto the channel. We don't know if it'll be a video or if it'll be a live stream to talk about computer hardware, since he is into sim racing also. He does have a better insight on what kind of hardware would be favorable, especially now how things are. We can discuss how we feel about secondhand equipment, because we've both built PCs, gaming PCs, using secondhand equipment. I mean, we've bought motherboards where the pins were bent to hell where the CPU goes, and we sat there and unbent all those pins to make sure that the CPU sits in there correctly. So we've done some pretty nerdy stuff, and we can get pretty into the weeds when it comes to, you know, info. Ah, dang it. Yeah, so, you know, he seemed interested with that video. We just got to sit there and find some time on a weekend, because his schedule is way more packed than mine is. But it's one of those things, honestly, man, you don't really have to worry about it. You know, it's gone to a point where it's super easy. You know, so many video tutorials that you can follow, and it'll be just fine. Your biggest bet is really working out what your final budget is going to be. You know, once you know what your budget is, then you can start allotting what you want for different things. So once you know what your total is, you can go ahead and set aside also whether you're going to include accessories in that budget or not. So is your keyboard, mouse, and monitor going to be a part of your total budget? If that is what, ooh, damn. If that is going to be a part of your total budget, what resolution are you going to want to run in? That will also count for what kind of graphics card, what kind of processor you may want to go toward. You know, if you're okay doing 1080, you know, maybe even 1440, then graphics cards, you know, you can find something on a budget, you know, maybe a also what company, you know, what brand is important. You know, some people are brand whores. You know, if it's not Nvidia, they don't want to touch it. You know, others, you know, if it's not AMD, Team Red, they don't want it. I don't care. I care about my final cost. That's why I ended up with the AMD that I did. I actually picked up the AMD 6950 that I have in here currently, and I had ordered a Nvidia RTX 4070, and I took a week to test each one in every sim that I used at the time. And ultimately, the 6950 is what gave me better performance than the Nvidia. The Nvidia, you know, was a little bit easier in some areas to set up. Triple monitor support was a little bit easier with Nvidia. VR was about the same. I think it was really triple monitor support and total wattage used from the GPU, because Nvidia, I will give it this, they are very, very, very easy on wattage when it comes to drawing power from the PC. AMD, they tend to run hot and they tend to suck up a lot of juice. Nvidia, not as much. So that's also maybe something you may want to take into consideration. You know, if you're getting your power supply, you know, how much you've got allotted in, how much you're going to spend on your power supply. At that point, that'll dictate how many watts you're going to have. That may dictate what kind of GPU you end up going with. And, you know, a lot of small things, but nothing that's insurmountable. You know, just with proper planning, and you're good to go. Oh, wow. So much force feedback in this. I'm loving this. This PXN wheel is awesome. I love this wheel. I'm feeling all the texture of this road. So it seems to me 10 minutes. Yep. 10 and a half minutes is what my time is. That's already the third lap at 10 and a half minutes. If I'm going super quiet, it's really because I'm concentrating, because I just really do not know this track well at all. And like I've said, not my favorite of tracks to drive. So I'm only doing it because I'm being a bandwagoneer like everybody else on YouTube today. Well, no, legitimately a lot of people enjoy this track and that's why they're streaming it. I am not one of those people, but I'm streaming it just to be like everybody else. I did watch Mike from Sim Racing 604's video today, and I will say that today he did not influence. Well, you know what? That's a total lie. Today he did not influence me to buy this track because I had already, you know, bought the DLC before I saw his video. But he was mentioning Sebring on R Factor 2. Sebring is one of my home tracks here in Florida. So I guess I'm gonna have to see what DLC that's in and buy it. Another track or more purchases that he has directly influenced in me purchasing. He is a really good YouTuber. I do enjoy his videos and the time that he takes to explain things. He does show the fun aspect of the things he's presenting. So that's kind of why it's a very easy influence for me to go ahead and be like, oh, that looks fun, let me try it. You know, some of the paid car mods in Assetto Corsa, I've watched the video and was like, ooh, that looks good, hold on, I'll go pay the $3 for it, which isn't bad. $3 for a car mod that took somebody hours to sit there and do, I have absolutely zero problem with that. My problem is with iRacing and paying $12 for the vehicles from iRacing, and quite honestly, dang it. Oh. You know, the vehicles in iRacing, they don't look all that great. I have a hard time paying $12 for, you know, a car mod that doesn't look all that great. And it's iRacing. And I'm sure within the next days to weeks, we're going to see all the comparisons of the different versions of Nordschleife that are available for each sim. As we speak, I'm sure somebody's, doing a comparison on this version versus Assetto Corsas versus iRacings versus R Factor 2 versus AMS2 versus Race Room Experience. I believe they have a version also. I know Le Mans Ultimate does not, because it is not on, I think, the, well, I don't think it's part of their track list that they race on. I could be wrong, I'm not sure. Your itches. I love this wheelbase. I know I get questions all the time, Joey. What do you think of the V12, the PXM V12? You know, how do you compare it to, you know, other wheelbases out there? This is what I'm gonna, this is what I try to say. I love the V12 for the options that it gives me. The fact that I can use it on my Xbox and my PlayStation are the biggest draws to me. Quite honestly, as a wheelbase on PC, it's very similar to my Moza R5, very similar to my GTDD Pro, very similar to my Camus C5. Pretty much all of the entry-level 5-Nm wheelbases that are out now, which I have, it feels very similar to it. The force feedback is very good, but the force feedback is pretty good on all of them for what they are and for the price range that they are. The outlier being the Camus C5, because that one's 250 bucks. That one is on a different scale. So I really like it for what it is. Now, compared this to like the Moza, when I use my Moza R5, the force feedback feels a little sharper on the R5, but that is because my ES wheel that I'm using on the R5 is much lighter than this wheel that I'm using on the PXN. When I use this wheel on the R5, the force feedback feels almost the same. And when I've used the ES wheel with the GT style rim on this base, it feels just as sharp as it does on the R5. And that's really because of the size and the weight of the wheel. Because it's a smaller, lighter wheel, the natural dampening effect is lowered, is a lot less. This wheel is a bit wider and quite a bit heavier than that other wheel. This is steel, leather, padding, the plastics and everything that are in the button box. This is a quite beefier wheel than the Moza ES wheel. Quite beefier wheel. So there's that. The software, I'm going to say, is much better on the Moza side. Moza's Playhouse software is very good software. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I love my PXN, but I'm not gonna be biased in, you know, certain aspects. If you've got an issue, I'm gonna point out the issue. PXN software lacks a lot. You know, besides the fact that if you look at some of the other videos or other live streams I did where I was showing off the my settings, where I was showing my settings, the cryptic messages or the explanations of what each slider does, it's like, okay, let me kind of, you know, guess what you're meaning by this. Moza, they make it so much easier. Playhouse software is leaps and bounds better than PXN's. Hardware wise, I feel they are equal in both strength, quality, fit, and finish. To me, they're both equal. The ES wheel is a inferior wheel to the stock PXN V12 round wheel. It's inferior to the V12 CW 13-inch wheel that's available from PXN. It's definitely inferior to this beautiful wheel that I have constructed here using Acelith Designs Ace 1 V2. Shout out to Acelith, not sponsored. I bought this wheel myself. They did not send it to me. So, you know, compared to this wheel, the Moza ES wheel is garbage. Even the Moza KS wheel, which I do like a lot. I like its programmable RGB LEDs in the buttons. That's all nice, but fit and finish wise, this wheel I made here is way better. The Moza KS wheel is actually a great wheel and is a wheel that I would suggest you upgrade to if that's the style of wheel you like. If that's the style of wheel you like, and you're okay spending the $280 for it. If you don't want to spend the $280, then spend the $50. Get the formula style rim add-on for the ES wheel and call it a day. I love that thing. That little combo right there is amazing. The PXN V12 is actually 6 Newton meters of force feedback. It's 1 Newton meter more, so it's 1 Newton meter better. Yeah, but this one is 6 Newton meters. Right now, I am technically running it at 5 Newton meters, but the base is 6 Newton meters. PXN does have a 10 Newton meter in the DDS, the V12 DDS. If you look back at some of my videos from a few months ago, I do have a review on that base. I used it on PC and I used it on Xbox and PlayStation 5. Quite honestly, that was even better than this one. No. Well, yes and no. PXN purchased Mad Catz' IP. So the V9, the V10, the V99, all of their really cheap, low-end gear-driven bases, those would be rebranded Mad Catz wheels. Mad Catz never had a direct drive, so there would be no rebranding of a direct drive. So their cheaper line of stuff that's all gear-driven, that's garbage, don't even waste your money on, that's rebranded Mad Catz. That I couldn't tell you to buy any of that. I mean, the videos that you see of people rating those not very well is kind of deserved. You know, those are not great. I can't say I've personally used one, but I wouldn't. I honestly would probably use a G29. I just tell you get a Logitech. But the direct drive from PXN is beautiful. And the fact that it's console compatible, that's what puts the cherry on top. This is what sets it apart from all the other ones. You know, the fact that when I got it, I was able to snag it on Amazon for about I want to say it was like $535, I think. And it was readily available on Amazon. And at that price point for a multi-platform compatible wheel, you weren't touching, because your next step up in multi-platform compatibility is the Fanatec GT-DD Pro. And that alone, just for the PlayStation compatible setup, is $700. When you want to add in Xbox compatibility, you have to get a Xbox compatible wheel. One of the nicer Xbox compatible wheels that's inexpensive is the McLaren GT3 wheel, which is the one that I picked up. When all is said and done, and you're paying for tax and shipping, you're at almost $1,000 for that setup. I've used the PXN on console. I've used the Fanatec on console. The Fanatec, no way, shape, or form is worth the extra $400+. There's just no way I could recommend for someone to spend $400 more on a Fanatec setup than the PXN setup. I just couldn't. The one thing that Fanatec does beat out PXN right now is the fact that availability. Now we can go into the bullshit of Fanatec, and their ordering process right now is kind of shit, and customer service is kind of shit. So what exactly, you know, is going to happen when you place that order? But if all the planets aligned and everything worked out for you and there was no issues, and you ordered the Fanatec and, you know, it's in stock the way they say it is, and it ships out on time, and you don't get any of the bullshit that, you know, has been happening, then technically inside of a week you would have a Fanatec unit. The PXN is going to be a little bit different. That you're really not going to find it at any of the major online retailers. You're going to find it on Alibaba.com and AliExpress.com, like I've said a bunch of times. Some people are just not comfortable spending a few $100s for something from Alibaba or AliExpress, which I completely understand. If you were to buy it on AliExpress, AliExpress has it for almost $800 because they want to charge you like $300 in shipping, which is crazy. Like, if you're gonna tell me your two options are buy the PXN for $800 from Alibaba.com or buy the Fanatec setup from Fanatec, provided there's no issues with shipping, like in a perfect world where there's no problems with, you know, any internal corporate issues with Fanatec, like if everything worked the way it's supposed to with Fanatec and you had to spend $800, at that point I'm gonna tell you, dang it. I'm gonna tell you honestly, at this point, I like the PXN, but I would rather spend, if I was forced to have to spend $800 for it, I'm not gonna spend $800 for it. If console compatibility is a must, then at that point, as much as I hate to say it, order the Fanatec, because technically it would be easier for you to get, technically. Now with the issues that Fanatec has been having and their shipping and logistic issues and whatnot, who knows there, you know, how shipping is going to be. But, you know, the item that Micro Center has is they have the DDS wheelbase. So that's the 10 Newton meter wheelbase. Now the thing with that is that's just the wheelbase. It's no pedals, it's no wheel. The cool part is that 10 Newton meter, my keyboard, that 10 Newton meter wheelbase does come with the e-stop, which you can't see, but I'm pointing to on my right hand side. And it does come with the N5 dongle for you to hook it up to your PlayStation 5. The good part is that if you are on PC and you were using it for PC, you could grab whatever pedals you wanted, whatever wheel that had a NRG style quick release, and connect it to your PC, and you could use it out of the box. If you wanted to use it with a console, though, that's where you're kind of stuck, because in order to use it on a PlayStation or Xbox, you need PXN's pedals and you need the PXN wheel. So if you ordered the V12 CW wheel, also available at Micro Center, you've got one part of that. But pedal wise, you're kind of stuck with the A3 pedals from PXN, and those are the garbage ass pedals that they include in the V9 and the V10. They are plastic pieces of shit that I could tell you that I tried and I would never recommend for you to do. Those are the biggest pile of shit pedals on the planet. They are absolutely worthless at $60. So I would recommend that you hit up Alibaba or AliExpress and pick up PXN's PDHM pedals, which are the metal pedals that they include in the V12Lite bundle. Those you should be able to get for under $100 shipped from Alibaba, AliExpress. Rod Bearings, what's up, bro? What's poppin'? I hope you are having a good Monday night. Look at that. I started the stream super early tonight, so I've got some time because I got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not going to be streaming long. But I am driving Nordschleife like everybody else. I am a bandwagoneer. I'm on the bandwagon. Let me see. I want to read chat. Now, you see that setup? I just see Swingman was popping, bro. So, that setup from Simicube, that Simicube 2 from Micro Center is badass as hell and a great freaking price. A great price. If you are PC only, if you don't need console compatibility, that Simicube 2 with that wheel that they're offering for, I think it's what, $999 or less, $900. That's a good setup right there. That I can easily tell you, spend your money on that. That's worth the price. You see, that's the thing. I've contacted them before and they didn't tell me I needed to order 5. I spoke to them directly and told them I just needed one setup, one combo, and they priced out the one bundle with shipping, and they priced me at, I think it was like $535 shipped. So I mean, what Alibaba says on their website, oh whatever, is one thing. You need to message them directly and just ask them, hey, I don't need 5, I only want 1. How much for just 1? Yeah, so that Simicube 2 setup for $999 with the wheel, that's off the hook. A decent set of pedals and you're set to go on PC, and you probably wouldn't have to upgrade that for quite some time unless you just wanted to change out your wheels. AliExpress up $527. Now, did they hit you with crazy? Oh well, you're saying free shipping. I mean, I guess that's not bad. Like I said, anytime I see the bundle there, they want a crazy amount in shipping. You would think that they would give you a free sample, but bro, I mean, a free sample of a wheelbase bundle? That's I think that might be stretching it a little bit, because if that was the case, I'd be hitting all of the sim racing equipment vendors for free samples. Get me a set of SimJack pedals, those Simson pedals. Get myself a knockoff racing bucket, because that's all they're good for, is sim racing. Hand brakes and shifters. Ah, dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I am validating my life. Dang it. Listen, you would think that there's certain things that they would do, but they don't. Listen, this is why I'm always down to try hardware, and if it's good, bad, or whatever, shout it out or give you guys the review. But being the unknown sim racing YouTuber I am, with, you know, which I'm not even gonna front, you guys are amazing. We're like at 419 subs, which is freaking awesome. You don't know how much that I like. That's so freaking awesome to me. You know, now, yes, do I want to be bigger? Hell yeah, I do. You know, but we're at 419. I think it's 419. You guys rock. You really do. All of you, everywhere around the world. You know, everyone from Japan that's watching through Europe. You guys are all amazing. Everybody in the States that watches, you guys are amazing. Everybody in South America that's watching, muchas gracias. Yeah, I know that sounded like so horrible, but my Spanish is really bad. So you guys are all absolutely amazing. You see, 547, that's not bad. AliExpress, they were hitting me for, like I said, almost $300 in shipping. You know, could be that shipping from China was a lot crazier, since if you're quoting me in euros, I'm going to take it you're somewhere in Europe. So that shipping isn't as crazy as shipping it over to the US. Well, you gotta look. Rod bearings. A lot of these companies like Camus and PXN, they are, especially Camus. Camus is pushing hard and they're actually providing a lot of equipment to a lot of sim tubers. Not me anymore. You know, all I got was the C5. A C12, you know, they were like, dead ass, you're just not popular, so we're not sending you up. You know, so, but a lot of the other, there's been a ton of videos, and you know, they're really trying to get their name out there, because I can tell you, if the C12 is anywhere as good as the C5, damn, that's a great fucking wheelbase. Yeah, shipping to the US is a pain in the ass, and I think that's what is really what makes it that crazy. So if AliExpress shipping to Europe for you is the best bet, then all of my European viewers, there you go. Someone has bought it from AliExpress. That's actually a rather decent price, and you know, you've got that option there. You don't, you know, if you're worried about Alibaba trying to make you buy 5 of them, I can tell you that hasn't been my experience, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. You see, here's the problem. It's April Fool's Day. I will take this all with a grain of salt today, because yes, I think it's earlier in the map. I could stop at the QR codes, and if you scan the QR codes with your phone, it's supposed to take you to like the Assetto Corsa Evo landing page or something like that. It's April Fool's. I can't believe anything on the internet today. I already have my tinfoil hat on most of the time. Today's a day that it's a tinfoil helmet. This is the one thing I will tell you about AMD hardware. AMD hardware runs hot. So my case, I have an open airflow designed PC case. That 6950 XT right now is running at about 302 watts at 99% full tilt. That's what it's going at right now. Right now it's at 99%. My CPU is just chilling at like maybe 25% power. Like, it's not even, this game is running all on GPU. That's why my GPU is pegged to time to sleep. Good luck. Droid, thank you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for the information with concerning PXN and AliExpress. That was actually much appreciated. I hope you have a good night, and hope you subscribe so that way you will be notified on the next live stream. Take it easy. So like I was saying, AMD hardware runs hot. So this setup is pumping a lot of heat into my office right now. During the winter, it's great. You don't need to have the heat on. During the summertime, it can get a little toasty. Look, we should be coming up to one of the signs that has the QR code. Look, there it is. We're coming up to a sign that has a QR code. I just invalidated the lap, but if you guys want, scan that QR code, and that should lead you to the Assetto Corsa Evo landing page. Like I said, it's April Fool's, so I don't know how much to believe about it, but that's what it is. But like I was saying before, when it comes to like wheelbases, and I'm working on the video now where I'm gonna review all of them back to back to back to back, you know, one video. If you need console compatibility for the price, the PXN can't be beat. But the problem is availability, and that's been the biggest issue with PXN, is that it's been very hard to get. And unless you're okay with ordering from places like Alibaba or AliExpress, you're not gonna get your hands on it because it's not available on Amazon anymore. You know, and then depending on shipping, well, like you saw, as Droid said, he's in Europe, so the shipping for him was much more manageable. So the price there compared to the price what I paid isn't that far off, which is okay. At that point, I'm like, yeah, you know what? The PXN is, you know, a very viable option for you if you don't want to deal with Fanatec's craziness. But if you've got to order from AliExpress, they're tacking on that $300 price tag to ship. I can't recommend it over a Fanatec if, and this is a big if, the big caveat, if you don't have any issues ordering from Fanatec, and right now that seems to be hit or miss. So that's another thing I couldn't agree with, you know, I couldn't recommend. It's like, you know, Fanatec is having such issues, I can't even recommend going Fanatec because, you know, of all the problems with them. So it's like, shit, you know, you're fucked either way. So if you're on console, you're in a bad position, and it sucks because console players always get screwed when it comes to the cool stuff. You know, we may get a lot of games, but when it comes to stuff like this and peripherals, we kind of get shafted. Dang it. This stupid corner always gets me. I'm gonna have to anticipate this one too. I told you, I'm not, this isn't my favorite track. I don't really know this track like that. Let me see. Ooh. Let me see. Fanatec possible. Well, this is one of those things. I don't know if I'm gonna believe that they're going under. I am not a financial advisor. Don't quote me on any of this. I have limited knowledge, so I can only go by what I've read, the headlines and whatnot, and what I can understand from what's happened. I have a very difficult time seeing them going under. Yes, they have had very, very, very bad press the past few months. We can even say the past few years, but the past few months have been extra tumultuous for Fanatec. The CEO, that interview that he did with Kirith, his answers to some of the issues that they were having are not confidence inspiring. Fanatec likes to spread their name all over the racing world as much as they can, and I'm sure that must cost them a pretty penny. They've also haven't made some of the best decisions when it comes to their logistical partners. So whoever it is that handles their warehouse and shipping, garbage ass company, you need to get rid of them. Both in Europe and in the US. I don't know what the hell happened. You switched over to whoever is sending things out of Texas, and that doesn't seem to be any better. I don't think he's a troll account. He seems okay. I'm even gonna be somewhat, it might be a little self-deprecating, but he seems like one of those kind of overly enthusiastic, fake it till you make it type people. It's kind of sort of, a little bit of like what I do, especially on my streams when I'm thanking the thousands of people in attendance and the thousands of those watching at home. I kind of make myself seem a little bit more, a little bit bigger and more important than what I really am. That's the kind of vibe that he gives me. Not necessarily a troll, but just, he's kind of faking it till he makes it. And quite honestly, he's up there. It's working for him. The clickbait thumbnails, which, trust me, I made some thumbnails that I ran by my friends first, be like, hey, you know how certain things attract attention very easily? What if I use these as my thumbnails? And my boys were like, okay, they're really good thumbnails. They don't really have anything to do with the subject matter other than the direct drive equipment you kind of put in the same picture with the chicks. But maybe you may not want to use that. And I'm like, okay, I guess so. Thank you very much, Swingman. Thank you for saying that. I'm kind of the whole fake it till you make it too, but then that's also kind of my personality. I like being a big personality. When I'm in a room, I'm in a room. And the funny thing is I don't like the attention, but I do like having fun and cracking jokes and, laughing and having a good time. So inherently, that kind of does bring attention to oneself, as much as I don't want it. Yeah. That dude is absolutely hated on the sim racing subreddit. Like, they can't stand him, and I can see like a lot of his videos, especially the thumbnails, are very clickbaity, and I sit there and I look, I'm like, damn, like, this is like super blatant. Is this what I have to do to get the views? Because here's the thing. Channels like OC Racing. That kid's editing is phenomenal. Like, I there's no YouTube channel that I've watched that has the editing so on point the way he does. And what he's done recently with, you know, saying F it to, you know, to ad revenue by playing the music he has is on point, because he's using great copyrighted music. So, you know, he's not getting any monetization on that channel at all. But his edits are on point. The music he's using now is on point. Like, he stepped up the game, and I enjoy watching his videos. I don't have the time to sit there and do that. You know, I'm in my mid-40s, married with 2 kids. I don't have time for any of that. Mike from Sim Racing 604, I enjoy his videos because the quality of his content is what attracts me. Like Sim Racing Garage, like Barry from Sim Racing Garage, I love his videos. I love long form videos. I like 2 hour long videos. I play them in the background and I'm listening and I'm digesting that info. I don't necessarily have to watch, but I can listen, I can visualize, I can picture it in my head. To what I was reading online, if you're using the Ferrari and I think the Porsche, it was causing an issue with the online multiplayer servers. It was crashing them. So they may have disabled those 2 vehicles in multiplayer online. That's the last I had heard, that there was an issue with those 2 vehicles. So, and they were crashing servers and ruining the game for everybody. So it's totally possible that in seeing that, they went in and disabled them. I'm not racing online. I'm just doing hot laps by myself. So that's why I'm running the Ferrari right now. But like I was saying, Mike from Sim Racing 604, his content is amazing. The quality of his content is on point. I can sit there, I can listen to it. Everything is digestible. I don't need to watch. You know, I can listen to it in the background and gather the same info. You know, and I enjoy it. And it's just him in his rig with his multiple cameras, like, you know, one on him, one on his wheel. You know, if I styled my, you know, my content, you know, like anybody, I would say it would be his. Boosted Media is just kind of like the, you know, shit. That's the Linus of sim racing. Will from Boosted Media is Linus from, you know, when it comes to tech. Right there, those are one and the same for me. And then other channels like Dave Cam, I enjoy watching him because I like watching his races. His racing makes my racing feel inadequate. Matt Malone. Okay, so I'm not an iRacing fan. I'm really not. You could have heard me say it a bunch of times. But freaking Matt Malone is funny as hell. So I watch his content. I like his racing. You know, his driving content's good. He's, you know, on point. But he's funny. Watching him, he is really funny. And there's times where I'm laughing. My wife is like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, if you were to watch this, you just wouldn't get it. And, you know, she'll look and she's like, yeah, I don't get it. I'm like, there you go. That's, no, fine. And then there's some other random call sign. I like his content. Race Beyond Matter. He has a badass baller rig. Super baller rig. And yeah, there's other YouTubers too that, you know, they have, I consume all of it, you know, from the smallest content creators that, you know, maybe have, well, they all have more subs than I do apparently, but, you know, small, under 1,000 subs, to, you know, the Linus of sim racing, Boosted Media with his like 300,000 subs. Super GT, I don't watch his stuff mainly because I like playing Gran Turismo 7, but watching somebody else play Gran Turismo 7 is not really a thing for me. Even though it's kind of cool now that him, Jimmy Broadbent, and whoever, I don't know who the other person is, they're now on a GT4 race team, which is kind of cool. Jimmy Broadbent's video, you know, his content, he's funny. I'll watch a few of his things. Not a huge fan, but it's not bad content. I don't know how I got on this whole tangent of the YouTubers I watch, who are all great, by the way. I think I was someplace in whether I'd recommend, you know, I think it was something with Fanatec. You know, but I don't think Fanatec is going downhill. I don't think they're going to close down. What I really think they need to do is they just need to get some people in that want to prioritize their brand recognition and want to prioritize the customer service experience or the customer experience, because that's what's going to get people to give you money, and get back to where they have equipment to send out, they have people on hand to answer questions, and they're able to handle issues in a timely manner. Because really, the whole process of getting an RMA should not take a week. I am in healthcare. That is about the extent of that I'd like to say. You know, I keep some things for me, but I am in healthcare. My 9 to 5 is 9 to 5 sitting at my desk, and it is healthcare related. I wish it was sim racing related. I wish my 9 to 5 were sitting at, well, okay, maybe not sitting in the rig, because, or well, you know what, sitting in the rig with a much more comfortable chair. Then I could do 9 to 5 sitting in the rig if I had a comfy chair. And Prozac, thank you for joining. Welcome to the stream. So one of two things will end up happening. I will really end up enjoying driving this track. I don't know. Or it will just reinforce that I don't find it fun, and I'll probably stream this 1 or 2 days, maybe just this week while it's new, and then go back to everything else I enjoy. 9 to 5 in a race car would be fun. But if I did 9 to 5 in a race car, I'd have to lose weight. I like being fat. I like eating pizza and carbs, even though, oh, I gotta stay away from the carbs. Ah, dang it! It was almost a clean lap. That's what I don't like about this track. Oh my god, it's so long. And if you're not good at it, it's even longer. I mean, the track record is like 8 minutes. Like 8 minutes and 8 seconds. So far, I'm averaging like 10 minutes. Oh, the straight east is fun. Wow. So much detail. Because this wheel, I'm getting so much rumbling in the wheel. I mean, everything. I'm getting so much detail. Well, at least I'm consistently now lowering my track time. You know, went from 10 minutes plus to 9:47. So at least I'm going in the right direction. Let's just see if I can get a freaking clean lap. I don't know how anybody could sit here for 24 hours. Now, I wonder, are they doing this with like the time multiplier kicked up to like X4 or X5? Because I don't think I could sit in my rig for 24 hours, even if I were changing out with somebody. Oh, like this hour and a half right now, my ass is killing me. No shade to Next Level Racing because I'm using their Challenger cockpit. I love the cockpit. The seat though could use a little bit extra padding. And yes, I do have a pad that I can put here. I don't like it because it makes me sit up higher. I don't remember where's the area where I always mess up. I think I'm coming up to it. Yep, this is the area here. And then there's another one more. It's one more in a few turns. I have not memorized this track at all yet. Keep thinking like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where's that turn that just totally messes me up? El Dominici, what's up, bro? What's poppin'? As you see, the stream is earlier tonight. You missed it. I've been on since like 9 something. Nothing much, man. Just chilling here. An hour and a half racing this track, which I don't really like all that much. But I'm gonna be like everybody else on YouTube and stream it. I'm gonna have content today about it, you know, because I gotta get them views, man. I gotta get them clicks. If I want to get those sponsorships, I gotta get them clicks, I gotta get them subs, I gotta get them views. I mean, it could be worse. This could be a really shitty track. It's not bad. It's just 10 freaking minutes long. Yeah, bro. The kids went to bed super early because, you know, back to school today after spring break. So they were back to bed early. The wife, she started watching something that I did not want to see. So I'm like, I'm heading off to the office early. So it was like 9:40 something when I started streaming. Not firing the Xbox. Oh man. Well, you know what? I don't think this has dropped on ACC on console yet. Honestly, I don't think you're missing much. Bro, this DLC was $13, bro. Them's iRacing crack prices. I don't know. I felt this is too much money for this. Hell yeah, crack prices, bro. Listen, you can take me out of Brooklyn, but you can never take the Brooklyn out of me. EXM V12 is putting in that work right now. The V12 Lite putting in that work. The only thing that would probably make it better is if I had a DDS 10 Newton meter. Now, no man, I am not a sports fan. Other than some racing, I was a video game nerd when I was a kid. So I used to hang out with the guys, and my friends were all into sports, baseball, basketball. Back in the day, I used to play a lot of handball in the park. Dang it. Dang it. I was doing so well. You know, back in my high school days, we used to play a lot of handball in the park. But that's about it. You know, I grew up in Brooklyn during the 80s and 90s, so dang it, man. Almost a clean lap. Wish I could get a clean frickin' lap. Yeah, so like I was saying, I wish I had the V12 DDS because I really would like the 10 Newton meters right now. But the one good part about the V12 is that it does have active cooling. So there is a little fan in the front that pulls and draws air through the center section to cool it down. See, like right now, it's warm, but it's not like scalding hot. Like I could easily keep my hand there without being a problem. But having that active fan to cool it is a big bonus. There were a lot of people that were complaining the Moza R5 and even the R9 were having issues with, or you know, heating up a lot. There was a lot of videos a few months ago where people were posting up, you know, overheating Moza unit. Yeah, man. Do they even still have handball? Like, I can tell you here in Florida, they don't have it. I am in the Ferrari 296. So you can see it. Oh my God, this is so slow. Oh, playing like this sucks. Oh, and I don't like this view. I don't like this view. Oh, I definitely don't like that view. No, there we go. I mean, the good part is all you need is a big flat wall and a decent amount of space to run, you know, left or right and back a little bit, and you're good to go. But yeah, that was pretty much what we used to do all back in the day. Yeah, so I would love to have a V12 10 Newton DDS right now. I could just imagine how good that force feedback would feel, especially with this new wheel deck that I made to support the extra power. Oh, it would be so awesome. I really can't wait till PXN drops that 15 Newton meter base. I think that's gonna be popping. Yes, that is straight up cardio. Right now, I don't even know how long I could probably go playing handball, but back in the day, I was good. Now, after about 2 minutes, I'll probably be huffing and puffing and ready to die. I reached out to PXN the other day to see what's up with them, if they've got anything coming out soon, because I believe there's a show happening in Saudi Arabia, I think. there's supposed to be a trade show happening, and I believe they're going to be there showing off some stuff. What I'm interested in is their load cell pedal set. That's what I'm really interested in. I can tell you right now, I'm using the Fanatec CSL load cell. I love this freaking pedal. That's the one thing I would recommend anybody do. If you're able to upgrade your brake pedal to a load cell, do it. That's where you're gonna find the most time. When you're able to really well control your braking, your threshold braking, you modulate your brake pressure, you know, don't drive like me, you're gonna find a lot more time. That I noticed more improvement in lap times when I went to a load cell, because I did upgrade the brake on my G29 to the load cell from Ricamotech. A little pricey, but worth it in my opinion. That I noticed the most amount of improvement. The direct drive was like, I noticed more improvement with the load cell. That's the one where, you know, if you're able to upgrade it, do that first before anything else. If you have the T300 and you have the, so I'm going to assume you have the TLCM pedals or whatever from Thrustmaster. If you've got those pedals, you're good to go. No real reason to upgrade if, dang it.
Time is invalidated. Please
Oh.
on the track.
Yeah, if you've got the T300 and you got the TLCM pedals, you got the okay. Get the upgrade. I think there's an upgrade for the TP3As to add a load cell brake pedal. If not, try to find yourself a secondhand unit of the Thrustmaster load cell, and you're gonna find your times are gonna be better when you start getting acclimated to that load cell brake pedal. That's where you're gonna see a lot of improvement. You know, going with a direct drive, it's cool and all, you know, and of course the company is going to tell you, yeah, that's great because they want to sell you product, but a load cell is where you're actually going to find more time than a direct drive wheelbase. Yeah, you know, sometimes they're a little bit, the load cell pedal is going to be your better bet. That's where you're going to see more gains. You get that and get acclimated to that load cell pedal and you'll be good. And unless for some reason you need that direct drive, or you get a smoking deal on something, or you just do want a, you know, genuine upgrade, I can understand that. But if the wheel is working fine for you, upgrade to a load cell, and that's probably the only upgrade you'll need for some time. Dang it. Yeah, actually, that is a really good upgrade. And if you're using the T300 and you upgrade to those pedals, they are console compatible. So you can slap those TLCMs on your T300 and use that on an Xbox and a PlayStation. If your unit is compatible with the consoles, plug those pedals into your unit and you should be good to go. You know, there's no real reason for you to have to go spend a ton of money on a direct drive setup, honestly. You know, your first upgrade should be a load cell pedal. Direct drives are cool and all. Load cell pedals are cooler. right, I think I'm gonna do one more lap, see if I can actually get a clean lap. I want to try to make a clean lap, no issues, and then call it a night, because my buns is a tired. I need more cushioning. And the cool part is with those pedals, because they're so popular, there's tons of upgrades for springs and elastomers, so that way you can really get that brake pedal exactly where you want it feel wise to improve its usage. You know, so many companies like 3D Wrap, I think Thrustmaster themselves, they have elastomer kits. You know, stuff that you can find on Amazon, stuff that you can find from on different sim racing hardware pages. Oof, shouldn't have shifted down like that. Yeah, there's a few 3D Wrap upgrades that I've been looking at. It's just that the shipping times from Italy are like, like the wheel, like this wheel I got from Italy wasn't so bad, but I'm a little impatient. And also some of that stuff is a little pricey for what it is, especially when you start getting a bunch of things. And that conversion rate, it's killing me. Yeah, I think he did some time ago. Definitely watch that video. Actually, quite a few of the SimTubers have had videos on TLCMs, because it's like a super popular brake upgrade, especially if you're on in a Thrustmaster ecosystem. You see, this is what I enjoy about streaming. The community. The chat. You know, people have questions and answers and suggestions are available from almost anywhere. The camaraderie. This is what I really enjoy about streaming. Besides the fact that I also don't have to sit there and then edit the video later. Come on. Oh, yes. Oh, forgot about that one. That's where I always mess up. Not up to the carousel yet. And dang it, there we go. Why would you tune in for my horrible ass driving? I mean, if you're tuned in to watch and laugh, okay, then yes, understandable. But bro, my driving is rash. As you see, I can't get past the whole talking and driving thing. I can talk and, well, I can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. Oh, here comes the, see, this is the snowball I've talked about. I crash once and then it just keeps happening. So I can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. I can do that. I can't talk and drive at the same time, apparently. Or at least not in any kind of speedy way. Nah, bro, there was no saves on this one. That my clean lap has been ruined. It was tainted. My clean lap has been tainted by the crash. Oh. Yeah, you see, now I'm just going downhill. That's how I know it's time for me to take a little bit of a break. Yeah, man, anybody that says that they come to watch my stream for the driving is questionable. Unless you're saying you're coming to laugh at the driving, then yes, that I can understand. Yes, you know what? I think that's how I should title some of my videos. What not to do on the Nordschleife, you know, featuring PXM V12. Oh, I think that's what I'm gonna rename this video. PXM V12 and and how not to drive in ACC on the Nordschleife. Oof. Yep, the tires are screaming for mercy. They're like, please stop, please. Kicking the door, waving the 4-4. My tires are screaming, Puffy. What you call it? Oof, I wasn't even paying attention. Whew. Final stretch. Oh my goodness. Oh, better than 10 minutes. Oh my god. I'm over here downshifting like it's a real car, like I should be. Oh my god, guys. All right. We have been streaming for 2 hours. I am some career mode, and of course, hopefully more than 45 minutes. Yeah, bro, because I've been sitting in this chair for 2 hours now and my ass is killing me. So I am done. Plus, I got to be up at 6 a.m., so I got to get to bed soon. Guys, you are all, you are all amazing. For the 1,000 in attendance and the millions watching from home, thank you so much for taking the time to spend tonight, these 2 hours with me. The chat, as always, is off the hook. Thank you. Thank you. I will try. I hope everybody has a good day tomorrow. I hope everybody gets to relax. Yes, I will try to. I think I'm going to try to see if this, now that we're back to school, if I can try to get around this time to stream. It's a little bit better for me. I'm sure it's a lot better for you guys, so you can actually watch me at a decent time and not at like midnight. And I'm sure more people might tune in. I mean, tonight was pretty good. You guys are all awesome. I can't thank you all enough. All I can ask is, help the channel out. Help the channel out. Like, sub, hit that notification bell if you're watching on Twitch. Hit that little heart. I don't have sub, stuff or anything, but a follow for me is just as good. You guys are all amazing. For everybody that stops by to chat, you guys are the MVP. You make this enjoyable for me. I enjoy, Dominici, Swingman, Rod Bearings. You guys are awesome. Earlier, later, I try to tune in because you're an MVP, bro. You're an MVP. All of you are MVPs. Guys, take it easy. I will catch ya. Oh, where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Where is my little mouse? Where the heck did my cursor go? Now my cursor's back. There we go. There we go. There's the cursor. So with that, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate all. Like, smash the sub button, hit the notification bell, hit the little heart on Twitch. And with that, now for real, I'm out. Peace.